Okay, so linear models and rates of change. Linear model is y equals mx plus b. We've done that before.
Whoa.
There are different forms of that. The other thing is rate of change, also known as, guess what?
Slope.
Slope. Okay, and we're going to work on that. So P2, linear models and rates of change. Okay, so we have slope. I hope you all know the slope formula. If you do not, it is...
Can you go back?
You're not writing anything other than linear models and rate of change. Nothing from that other slide other than that should be written down.
I thought I was writing slope.
Just slope, just the word slope.
That's what it means.
That's what it means. Rate of change means slope. And it's right here too. Okay? I was hoping you weren't writing like all the objectives.
No.
Like, no. Okay, it's on the slide too. Okay, the slope of M is the non-vertical line passing through x1, x. That's just the technical definition. Slope is right there, guys. You see it? Here it is.
Where?
Right here. Okay? Delta, the triangle, means change of y over change of x. y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. Not new. You've been doing that since Algebra 1.
Do you want us to write that?
If you don't need it, don't write it.
Okay, slope is y.
y2 minus...
Yeah, but that's change.
That's change. No, that's slope-intercept form. Okay, describe the slope. We are learning how to take quicker notes this year. You are not writing every single word. If you need to write every single word, you have to go back and rewatch. Got it? Okay, so down here at the bottom, describe the slope. The first one, how would you describe that slope? Right here.
Positive.
Positive. Why would you say positive? Because it goes what? Up from left to right. So this would be a positive slope. Anything else? Could you say increasing if you wanted to?
Yeah.
Yes? Okay. So the next one, what would you describe it as?
No change.
No change. Okay. No change would be fine. Because it's a constant. Yes? It's 0. What kind of a line is that?
Straight line.
No, what kind of line?
Oh. Horizontal.
Horizontal. The equation for that is y equals something, correct? And in this case, it would be 2. Because y is what every single time? 2. See that?
Yeah.
Okay. Next slope.
Negative.
Negative. Okay. Next slope.
Undefined.
Undefined. That is a vertical line. That equation would be x equals, what is your x every single time?
0.
Nope. What is
3.
your x?
Yeah.
3. Okay. It is undefined. This happens when I do what? Divide by 0, right?
If your x is the same every time, it's undefined. If your y is the same every time, it's no change.
Well, or 0. Technically, the rate of change is 0. Okay? So those are just things you all know that. It went up from left to right is positive, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Am I good to go?
Yep. No. Okay.
Okay. These are the different kinds of lines we have. General form, also known as standard.
Do you want us to write what's in that box?
If you don't know what it is. Okay. General form is also standard form. You have ax plus by plus c equals 0. Actually, that's general form. Standard would be ax plus by equals c. So what's the difference between general and standard? Anyone?
You asked the question.
What's the difference between general form and standard form?
No, the C is on the right
The
side.
C is on the right side. Okay. With both of those, this is the rules with both of those. It has to be it has to be X, Y. Got it? No fractions. And X cannot be negative.
For all of them?
For standard and general. Okay? It has to be in that order. X, Y. X cannot be negative, and there cannot be any fractions anywhere.
For general and standard.
Yes.
No negative A, no fractions.
No. Well, let's say no negative X. No fractions, and X and Y have to be on the same side for. I mean, the format's there, but the big thing is no fractions, no negative A.
So X and Y on the same side?
Yes.
But no negative A?
Or X. X.
No negative X?
Yes.
And no fractions.
Yep. Okay, am I ready to go to vertical then? Okay, so vertical, we just talked about this on the other side, didn't we?
Yes.
Vertical is X equals something, and they have A. Horizontal is Y equals something. Then you have point slope form of a line, because guess what you use to make it? A what and a what?
Point and a slope.
A point and a slope. We used it a lot last year, didn't we? That is your go-to. Your go-to is point slope, and then you can put it into any of those other forms you need to do. Make sense? And the last one is the one that you all love. When I ask you what slope is, every time you say mx plus b. No, that is slope-intercept form of a line. Why is it called slope-intercept form of a line? Because you have the what and the what given to you. The slope and the intercept. And what intercept is that?
The Y.
The y-intercept. And if you need to write that down, you write that down.
B is the y-intercept?
Yep.
And M stands for what again?
Look at the name of the, what is it?
Point slope form?
So what is M?
Slope.
There you go. And x1, y1 is your point, correct? Okay, you guys got that all down?
No, not the last one.
Okay, start doing the example. See if you can do it on your own. You should be able to. Okay, they give you a point and a slope, so what form should you use?
Point slope.
Point slope form. So you plug in your point, you plug in your slope, and you solve for y, puts it in what form?
I don't know, I'm not there.
Yeah, hold on.
So Y plus 2?
Yeah.
You get -5.
How did I get -5?
Where'd you get the negative 2 from?
You have to take,
Oh,
I have to subtract over 2, yes,
yeah.
and distribute my 3.
Yeah, and then you end up getting 3.
3x,
Negative 3. Plus
negative 3, and negative 2 is
Negative 5.
-5. Okay,
now it's in
what form is this?
slope intercept
Intercept.
form.
Okay, so this is slope. I'm just going to put slope intercept. Got it? Now, what if I wanted it in general form?
You would plug that into
Nope. Not plugging anything in.
You would just
General form, what do I have to do? Right here.
AX plus BY.
So what do I need to have on one side? Well, I mean, everything needs to be on
X
one
and
side,
Y.
yes?
So we need to set it
So
equal to 0.
Well, yep. So then I
Divide
would
by
subtract the y, yes?
Oh, I would subtract it?
Well, yeah. Because you got to get everything on one side, and x has to be positive, doesn't it? And it's positive now, so subtract it. So general form would be 3x minus y minus 5 equals 0.
Wait. 3. Why did she move them? Oh, so you're setting it equal to 0. Okay.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so that's general form. What's standard form?
What?
Equal to a constant, right?
So 3x minus y equals -5?
Nope, not negative 5.
No, just 5. Oh, you can
Maybe positive because you'd have to add it over, wouldn't you?
Minus y plus 5.
Mm-hmm. Not plus 5.
Minus
Equals
y
5.
Equals 5. Because if you're taking this, you would have to, I would subtract the y and add the 5. Okay.
How's that? Oh, never mind.
Okay, so this is standard form. This is general form. General form, it's set equal to what?
0.
0.
So there's multiple equations, but it will only.
No, it's
you have-
one equation.
Well, there's
Just
multiple
in different.
Forms.
forms of equations, but you only have to do one for the.
Yeah, it just said write it in.
Okay.
Okay, but there's problems on there that say write it in general form, write it in slope-intercept form.
But if it just says find the equation, you can.
You can put it in whatever. This is the most useful for us to graph, correct?
Is there going to be another example?
Nope. Okay, rate of change. Slope is the rate of change in calculus. Okay, that's what we call it. Because calculus is the study of things not constant. Okay. Also, if I say average rate of change, you still need to think of what? Slope. Okay, so we have population growth of engineering design. The population of Colorado was 3,827,000 in 1995. It was 4,665,000 in 2005. I wouldn't be writing the whole problem down, guys. This would be something that I would go back if you want to.
I'm not writing.
Over this 10-year period, what is the average change of the population? Okay, so I would consider 1995 as year what?
Y.
Your
X.
1.
Year 1. Or
My X one or my Y one?
or 0. Actually, I would do 0. Because we are starting at 1995, correct?
Whoa.
Just chill. I don't need commentary when that happens, please. Okay, this is your first year, yes? So I could make this 0 year. So that point would be 0. At 0 time, my population was what? 3,827,000. Okay. Now, if this was year 0, how many years later is this one?
10. No. 11.
No, 10.
Oh, no, 10.
10.
I don't know.
Okay, so 10
It says right there too.
is 4,665,000. Right?
Yep.
Okay, so how do I find that average rate of change?
The m equals y2
Mhm.
minus y1 over x2 minus x.
So I have 4,665,000 minus 3,827,000.
Wait, what one did we use?
The slope formula, because what
Rate of change.
rate of change?
Wait, like point slope, like y.
No.
Nope, slope.
Slope. It's m equals y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1.
Oh, okay.
You're in the
Yeah,
forms.
I was looking at something.
Okay, so then I have to subtract these two. Let's see if we can do it. I got a bunch of zeros first, yep. Okay, then 5 minus 7, so 15 would be 8, right? And 6 minus 2 is 4. And nope, that would not be right. You guys subtract it, and I'm going to subtract it. I'm not going to talk while I do it because I'm messing it up. I got 738,000.
Oh,
That's what I got. I could be wrong.
I'm trying.
You guys got 738,000?
Got 838,000. Me too.
Okay. Divide by 10. That should be easy, right? So, in 1 year, it is increasing by what? 83,800?
Mhm.
Okay. That's per year?
Yes.
So that's my slope. Correct?
Mhm.
So if it's increasing 83, approximately, yes, approximately, 83,800 per year, what is the population in the year 2030?
Start with the 2005 numbers and then move up 25 following that rate.
Okay. Or I could start with the 1995 and just go up 35 years? Either one, correct? I probably would start at ground zero. I'd do 8327000, which would be my y-intercept, yes, plus my slope, right there, my average change, 83,800, and it would be times x, wouldn't it,
Right. Yeah.
in general? So what's my x going to be? From 1995,
45.
Sweet.
wouldn't that be just 35? 5 more to 2000, 35?
But don't we start? Didn't we
Yeah.
start in 1995?
Yeah, that's what we're doing.
Yes. 95 to 2000 would be 5 years, yes?
Mm-hmm.
2030 would be 30. So this x needs to be 35. So this would be a point where you would be using your calculator and you would put it all in your calculator at one time. No pieces. Now, is population constant?
No.
No, it's not constant. This is an approximation. And I probably should even use approximately for my answer. But I didn't. Can anybody ramble some numbers off? Don't tell me like place values, just tell me numbers.
67640.
6, 7, 6, 4 zeros?
Yep.
Okay, so does that seem feasible?
Yep.
Because in 2005, I was at 4,600,000. And so then at 2030, I'm at 6,700,000. That seems reasonable, right? But again, is this constant? No, this is an approximation. Correct? Okay. Parallel and perpendicular lines. Parallel lines have the same what? Slope. Parallel lines have the same slope. If and only if their slopes are equal. That's what you need to know. All the rest of it you don't need to know. You need to know two lines are parallel if and only if their slopes are equal. All the other stuff is kind of added fluff. Now, the reason why I put this up there, if it's ever in a red box, that means it comes directly from the book. And I'm going to put it up there and we're going to decipher it because you need to learn to decipher a book, correct? If I always decipher it for you, that's not going to happen.
What do you mean by if they if the two slopes are equal, like the same number?
Yeah.
Or?
Equal. 6 and 6. Negative 5/18, negative 5/18. That's it. Okay. Two lines are perpendicular. Perpendicular lines meet at a right angle, correct?
Mm-hmm.
If and only if their slopes are negative reciprocals of each other. Now think about it. If they meet at a right angle, that means one has to be increasing and one has to be what? Decreasing. So that would be the negative. One's positive, one's negative, yes? And the reciprocal just reciprocates the value of the slope. When you multiply the two together, you should get, watch this, m sub sub 1 time, oh, I want to do that. Okay, negative 3/4 times positive 4/3. Would those be negative reciprocals of each other? Yes? And what do I get when I multiply them together?
-1.
Negative 1. Perpendicular lines, their slopes every single time will be negative 1. If they aren't, you did it wrong. No exception. So, we have one equation. It looks like two problems, but it's not. If you notice A and B, aren't we dealing with the same equation? Okay. It says, find the general forms of the equations of the lines that pass through 2, -1, and are parallel to this other equation and perpendicular to it. Well, first of all, both parallel and perpendicular lines rely on what? What does it say up there? What is the same thing they both rely on? The what? The slope. I need to know the slope, correct? In standard form, is the slope there jumping out at me, slapping me in the face? In standard form?
No.
No. Or general form? No. What form is it slapping me in the face in?
Slope-intercept.
Slope-intercept form. So should we probably put it into slope-intercept form so I can see it?
Yes.
Okay, so slope-intercept form is y equals, correct?
Correct.
Okay, so I think 2x minus 3y equals 5. I'd subtract 2x, correct? Yes?
Yes.
And then do what?
Get the 3 out.
Divide by -3, right? So that would give me y equals, subtract that. So that would be negative 5/3. And subtract and divide, it would be plus positive 2/3 x. That's what I get. Is that what you get?
Well, what?
I solved that for y.
Oh, okay.
When I solve that for y, and I could rewrite it, right? Could I write it 2/3 x minus negative 5/3?
Yeah.
Doesn't matter either way?
Nope.
Nope. Slope's still the slope. Y-intercept's still the y-intercept. Do you guys get the same thing when you do it? Okay. So now that we have it in slope-intercept form, what is the slope of 2x minus 3y equals 5?
2/3.
2/3. So the slope we are dealing with up here is 2/3, correct?
Yeah.
Okay. So parallel lines, what is the slopes?
They're equal.
They're equal. So the slope for the parallel line is going to be what? 2/3. Okay. The slope for the perpendicular line is going to be what?
Negative reciprocal.
Negative reciprocal. So what, Riley, was that?
-3/2.
Negative 3/2. Okay. So now that I have their slopes and I have a point, what form am I going to use now?
They want general form.
I want general form, but what form am I going to use?
Point slope.
Point slope. So do it. When we're done, we have to put it in general form, yes, but we're going to use point slope to get there.
Wait, so they both will have different point slope forms?
Yes. Here, I'll stop here. You guys get it into slope intercept and we'll put it into general together. How about that?
Or putting it in point slope?
Well, you're putting it in point slope to get it to slope intercept so we can change it into general. Because when you put it into point slope, you have to distribute and all that.
Okay.
Okay, so you have the +1 and the -2.
Yeah.
Okay, did you use the slope that was the negative reciprocal?
Yeah.
Okay, so then I have y plus 1 equals -3/2 times x minus 2. I subtracted over my 1. And then when I took negative times a negative is a positive, and 3/2 times 2 is 3. Because the 2's reduced.
Oh,
Yeah? And so then I get this. Now, this is slope-intercept form, yes?
Mm-hmm.
And what do I want it in?
General.
General. So I have to set it equal to 0. And
I
x...
thought that was point slope.
No, point slope is right here. This is point slope. Because you put a point and a slope. This is slope-intercept. Because it has a slope and an intercept. They're named after what's in them. Okay? So I have to set it equal to 0. So, let's see. And no fractions, and x has to be positive, yes?
Mm-hmm.
So let's look at the parallel one first. Is x positive?
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Do I have fractions?
Yeah.
Yes. So how do I get rid of these fractions? Multiply everything by what?
The reciprocal.
Not the reciprocal, because you put a back fraction. How about just the denominator?
Yeah.
Okay? Or the least common denominator. Well, the least common denominator would be what?
3.
3. So I'm going to multiply everything by 3. So 3 times y would be
3y.
3y
Is
equals
this just to get rid of the fractions?
Yep. 2x minus 7. Now I have to set it equal to 0 and have a positive x, so I have to move everything to the right. Correct? So I would have 2x minus 3y minus 7 equals 0. And it has to be xy constant. Has to be in that order. Okay. How about perpendicular? So we cleared the fraction first. Is that what you want to do here?
Yeah.
Okay, what would be the least common denominator?
2.
2. So multiply everything by,
Wouldn't it be 1?
nope,
Or,
you got a 2. You got to get rid of the 2 in the 3/2.
oh, so, okay, I see. Never mind.
Okay? So when I multiply everything by 2, that gives me what? 2y equals negative 3x plus 4.
Yes.
Now, I have to set it equal to 0, but x has to be positive. So am I going to move everything to the left or everything to the right?
It's alright. Left.
To the left.
Why?
Because x is negative right
we
now.
Can't have negative
We
3.
can't have a negative x. So if we move x to the left, it becomes positive, correct?
Yes.
Because you have to add it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So 3x
So 3x plus 2y
minus 4
minus 4
equals 0.
equals 0. So we have point slope, we have slope intercept, and we have what?
General.
General. So read your equation. Now, but did I put it in slope intercept in order to get it into general?
Yes.
Yes. That's it.
Okay.
Evidently, that's it.
Awesome.
Lovely.
Okay, so that is your assignment. Or that is your assignment.